I we post common nibble. I finally got this fucking thing to work, and let me tell you, OBS does not like your boy. So, who the fuck did we play? Stegosaurus Rex. We faced Rex, who was our seeding buddy, to figure out who got what pick in the draft order. There was a big Super Smash Brothers Ultimate bracket, and by bracket it was a round robin tournament, and it was all randos. Rex was my buddy, so we had the top two picks. I think they went with Urshifu. It seems about right. I went with Dialga. I had the top pick. And so this is friendly fire here. I brought kind of a fun team because I already had locked up a top 4 spot in the division with 3 weeks left to go, but that's what happens when you have the team that I have. So let's run through the team a little bit. It is a Trick Room 3 attacks Dialga that I am leading with. You'll see on this first turn, I'm just kind of looking around with what's in the back. I'm finishing writing down teams because I was not prepared. And we're post-common, by the way, we're post-common strictly because my girlfriend was over, and on top of me not wanting to subject her to just me playing Pokemon, but also recording Pokemon. It's like, oh god, the fucking double whammy. And it's not like she isn't supportive. She's very supportive of me having a hobby that she has zero interest in. And it's okay. We go to the gym together. But I just didn't want to subject her to it because like she was also sick, and I was like, you don't need to deal with me doing this shit. I'll just post-com. We're good. So here we are. It's a sub Suicune, sub lefties. I don't get any idea off of their speed stat because I'm min speed. I think later we find out that it's pretty speedy. And I click Trick Room on this turn because I decide, hey, if they get up a sub in front of me again, which I don't know why they would do. I actually was thinking they'd go into Jirachi here, I believe. This is like a week after I'm recording this, and like the day before I'm probably going to upload it. So I expected Jirachi, so I was like, let's Trick Room so I can Earth Power that motherfucker. And it's Electros, which is like, I think the one thing on their team that underspeeds me. So, just pro plays here. We're fucking killing it. The rest of the team is a pretty defensive Swords Dance Spikes Quillfish. Spikes because I put Spikes on the team before I put Samurott on the team, and I decided I still wanted to keep Spikes on it just in case I, for some reason, couldn't get like the Ceaseless off. Also, side note that like this motherfucker has Super Fang, so it's probably AV. I'm pretty sure it was AV. In retrospect, but we'll see. I don't think we'll see. Actually, we definitely don't see. But I'm pretty sure that's AV damage. And since they don't, I don't know. The spoiler, they don't click rest. So I'm pretty sure it was AV. And I wasn't really running calcs. I ran some calcs, but like not a lot. And basically, before like it even started, before this thing super fanged me the first time, I was looking through the team being like, well, nothing wants to come in on a knockoff. I don't even know if this thing gets knockoff. But like, I was like, nothing wants to take a knock, so I'm just gonna stay in here. And whatever doesn't, like, I could have gone into Daddy, but at the same time, like, looking back on it, I think I made the right play because Daddy going down to half health isn't the best because that forces me to synth. And maybe this thing does get knocked off, and it knocks off my cloak. Living on 6 crit, I actually did think I'm pretty sure I ran that calc like post-match, and I was always out of range of a crit, and we end up taking the kill with Dialga. Here, the Urshifu comes in, and I basically say, hey, if this thing wants to click a fighting move, it can, but I doubt it does. I don't know why I thought that in the moment, because fighting move is like super free into my team. I was just like, you know what? if this thing decides it wants to like be cheeky, I have to go hard Zarude here. So I do, and I make an idiot play. I go hard Zarude, but thankfully they Trailblaze, trying to pick off my Dialga, my low health Dialga. And now Zarude's fine, because we're Terra Fairy. And I say fine, I think, because this thing showed Life Orb, I think Life Orb Ironhead still did a chunk. Especially now that it outsped me, but it can't flinch me, because we're Cloak. So I can always synth off the damage. I'm pretty sure that's what I'm running there, and I'm just deciding whether or not I want to Terra, and like I have to Terra. Because if they're fighting move Ironhead, they have to decide between which one they want to click. Assuming it's SD, it also could be just 4 attacks with Trailblaze. But who knows? Not me. And they just go Chestnut, and Chestnut's interesting because like, if I had not Terra'd, I would be safe. Safe might be the right word. Safe from this thing's Leech Seed. But since I did Terra, it's like, well, okay. Oh well. You can Leech Seed me now. But this thing is basically setup fodder because I'm a bulk up variant. Again, this time I'm synth over jungle healing. And I'm just kind of looking into the team and being like, nothing wants to come in on this, but what does it want to do to me? And the answer is nothing. Like, you can set up spikes. I can spin them away. So, like, I don't care. And there we go. Also, this is at, like, 1.5-ish speed, because that's the speed I would normally watch it back on to make sure it ended up being okay. And I figure we don't need to spend time dilly-dallying. You don't need to hear my mid-game thought process, which I'm sure is annoying anyway. And we're just going to kind of roll with it, because who needs me? You need me. I need me. Who am I? Alright, we're back to Pokemon. Something I'm finding about Zarude now is that I'm going to pick up the mic. So something I've been thinking about with Zarude lately, because I've been kind of thinking about prepping for my match for this week. By the way, it's Friday. I'm thinking about prepping. Is that Zarude can just... And by I'm thinking about prepping, it's not that I've thought about the matchup. I know who I face, and I know their team, but I have no... Like, I can remember their team, but I have a hard time remembering my team unless it's sitting right in front of my face. But, like, what I've noticed watching back these first 2 weeks that I've had with Terra Zarude is that it's just such a free knockoff click. The amount that I've just clicked random-ass knockoff into a resist, because that resist can't really do much to me, and sure, they've stayed in every time. But, like, the fact that I can just do it is, like, holy shit. Like, Zarude's fucking nutty. Because, like, I can just sit. Like, if they're not threatening me in any way, shape, or form, I can just click knock in front of it, and it's like, sure, eventually you might force me to heal, if I even have a healing move, which I have for the first 2 weeks. But, like, if I end up catching a switch with a knock, it's, like, fucking awesome. Also, it's like a max defense Goodra with Toxic. Disgusting. Also, Terra Poison with Toxic on Goodra is really cool, because you can't miss Toxic if you're a Poison type. Well, you can in the event of, like, Dive, but we don't talk about that. Actually, I don't even know if that misses. I haven't tested that, nor do I plan to. It's not like No Guard. I know No Guard hits through Dive, Fly, and those fucking moves, but I don't know about... I don't think it does. It shouldn't, right? I don't know. Tell me in the comments below. But, like, now this is just Zarude, like, putting on a fucking clinic. It's taking out the Goodra. It's, like, spoiler, this thing goes down. I think we're at, like, +3/+3 or some shit. Or +2/+2, it doesn't matter. With the amount of damage the first one did that was at neutral, this one goes out. Goes out to the homies. If you're the homies, you know who you are. Tell me. I don't know who you are. Tell me. Hi. If you can't tell, I'm tired. I'm suffering just like the Jirachi. So, I had a long day at work, and by long day, I mean I ended up driving more than I was sitting where I was on site. So, I am a private investigator by day, Pokemon player by night. And so I get paid to, like, the moment I leave my place, I am on the clock. Which means if, say, I work an 8-hour shift, that means I'm working 8 hours on site, not including the driving. And I have my license in 5 states. So my state and the couple surrounding states, and then a couple more out of there, like a couple further, just in case. So my days can get long as shit. So like today, I was a little over 2.5 hours away, one state over. It was like across my state and across the next state, basically. And like, I don't live in like Texas, so like that'd be with the way my company does that shit. They'd be like, oh, you're in Texas? Okay, go to the other side of Texas. You live there. But since I live in New England, like, we're good. But like, still 2.5 hours, a little more, one way is not fun. And it's like, okay, well, I drive 2.5 hours, so I'm up at 3 a.m. basically, so I can get ready and leave for like 3:15, 3:20ish, so I can get on site for 6 a.m. just so I can sit there for 8 hours to, like, for this person. Like, I'm a private investigator, so I'm following people legally, and like, this person doesn't even do shit, and it's like, what the fuck am I here for? So I spent 8 hours there, and then I spent another 2.5 hours back. It ends up being a 13-hour fucking day. 5 hours of it is driving, and all 13 is spent sitting in my fucking car. And it's like, oh. Also, we got super lucky with like no burns. And by super lucky, I mean like none of it mattered. Like, burn my samurai, go for it. I still clicked flip turn. I still clicked my second ceaseless. If they burned on any of them, I would have flip turned and gotten into anything else. Like, whatever. And here I'm just, fucking rapid spinning this motherfucker. And like, here I get a crit. I don't know if that crit mattered in terms of it killing, but if it did, it was worse for me. Because I would have clicked a second rapid spin. I would have outsped that motherfucker on the second one. And since it outsped my Samurott, I believe it outsped my Terapagos. Always, I don't know what was faster. I don't remember. I'll tell you right now, and I'm not looking. But Terapagos at +2 would have outsped Scarf Jirachi, I believe. And like, I assume it was Scarf Jirachi because that was why I switched out my Zarude earlier. Was because of Scarf Jirachi. We outsped non-Scarf Jirachi, I believe. Might not have. I really don't remember. But yeah, so like, my days can get real fucking long. And this isn't me complaining. Like, I get paid not enough to do what I do. I make my money in OT, which is sucks because like right now we're in our slow season. It's like for the past almost 2 months now, I'm lucky if I get like 4 shifts a week. And like, you could be like, oh yeah, 4 shifts, that's still good because if you're working 12-hour days, you're still getting 8 hours OT, not including report writing time. But it's like, it's not the same because a lot of times these 4-hour, like, we end up getting these fucking 4-hour shifts. They're stupid and they're close too, so it ends up only being like a 5-hour day, and it's bleh. But yeah, good game to my opponent. I'm done complaining about my job to y'all, and we get another 6-0. We're 2-0 plus 12 with Big Daddy, Terra Zarude. So, fucking chilling. I think that clinched up like a top 2 seed, maybe. I don't remember exactly, but who cares? I don't know. We're just chilling. We're having fun, I think. Are we? You tell me. Okay, bye.